What's happening? This is Same Sense Live. I wanted to holler at y'all again about Young Dolph's case and everything that keeps revealing itself surrounding the case and see how y'all feel about the things that people have to say and the news and information that's coming out. Because I didn't want to do too much, but just give my opinion. And I'm getting pulled in because of comments and, messages and all this, just based on my opinion. So I decided to look a little bit more into it, just a little bit, because I didn't, want to really dig or constantly be involved with negativity. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna keep it real. But because and with everything that goes on in the industry, man, it's just constant. I mean, all the rappers that constantly keep dying, you should understand why. Okay. As you can see, this video right here, it says video of young Dolph after shooting is a little suspect. That was a month ago, and I said that because, everything in the industry isn't what people, believe. A lot of these people out here are playing a role, and their characters. If you haven't seen Iron Man 3 with the Mandarin, you might want to go check that out, and you probably will get an understanding of what I'm saying. And I tried to tell people from the jump that it just didn't seem right because Dolph was hanging out the window, after being shot up like that. Okay, so personally, I was just like, damn, how did he end up outside of the window like that? And then I ended up getting comments about I didn't know what I was talking about and whatever the case is. But we got new news saying that it was a setup, which I already said it had to be, somebody had to be inside the cookie shop. But they're saying it was over $100,000 that Makeda's cookie shop, I guess, or supposedly owed him, or it was some transaction that was supposed to be made and people ended up hearing about it. It's a lot of things being said, they're throwing CMG members in it and, cousins and just and everybody that they can think of, and personally, like I said, if this really did take place, I'm doing this because, this dude was a good dude. You never heard his name in any BS unless it was revolving around like how somebody didn't like him. You would never hear him diss other rappers, as far as with any jealousy or envy. It was more retaliation. And, that's the reason why, all this right here is just, it's crazy if it really did happen, just to hear, I guess the two in court supposedly said, one talked about it was for money, and then one said that he would do it again. And, it's just perpetuating the same cycle that, that we're basically, or we need to get away from, you know what I mean? Not basically, but we just need to get away from this shit. But, I just wanted to see how y'all feel, man, because I was saying it from the jump, man. Either this joint is staged and it's just to keep people confused and keep people all mind boggled, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it would do. He was big enough for that to happen, to have a lot of people distracted, based on what took place with him. And, he had a lot of supporters, millions. So that right there could cause a lot of people to, focus on this. And if it really didn't take place, it'd just be, leading people astray, which this is what America does. If you don't know anything about the pandemic, then, you just caught in the matrix. You plugged in. You know what I mean? So that's all I want to see how y'all feel, because it's a lot of news coming out, man. And of course on a live, if somebody, seen that it was, about 100K or something like that, yeah, of course, I'm pretty sure people would, try to see what that's about, but I mean, didn't they say that he had security, so in my eyes, it just looks like a setup if it really took place. I don't think it was a situation where a live led to somebody operating, putting something together that fast. Like I said, you got to take into consideration that I said in my videos, this one here, Young Dolph shooting was suspect from the
What's
jump.
happening?
This video here, I said it, that I mean, for them to get robbed a month before Dolph got killed there, it had to be other activity going on there. And that's not to throw that shop, under the bus as far as illegal activity. I'm just saying something was going on, because why would somebody run up in a cookie shop? I mean, what's that valuable in a cookie shop? It just don't make no sense. I mean, either it's somebody in there that's worth value or it's something of value in that cookie shop. And what could that be? Dough? I don't get it. And cookie dough, or is it that bread? You know what I mean? So I mean, and we talking about dollar bills, y'all. Is it either or? Is it cookie dough or is it dollar bills? I mean, and I mean, I ain't never heard of too many cookie shops getting ran up in and robbed. So I mean, they got a loan, PPP loan. We heard that Young Dolph donated to that shop as well. I mean, there's so many stories coming out about the daughter or one of the workers, Raven. I mean, and personally, I try not to get involved with all the pointing. It is what it is. I mean, I think it's clear. I mean, if you just roll out the carpet, it's clear, he was set up and then go from there. I mean, all the other noise, I think, is just, turn people away or throw them in the wrong direction. If this really took place, it's obvious this man was set up. You know what I mean? It's obvious somebody was in the cookie shop. You know what I'm saying? And it's obvious that they wanted what he had. I mean, and then with him being humble the way that he was, I'm not saying that people thought that he wasn't going to protect himself. I mean, he had already supposedly survived, from what we know, being shot on 2 prior occasions. You know what I'm saying? So if, and then a lot of us, man, after, a lot of people after dangerous situations, they become a little bit more either fearful or they, a little bit more tough, and it seemed like he was a little bit solid regardless, if that happened the first or second time. It never seemed like it shook him, so I mean, maybe he was relaxed. I mean, if it took place, he was relaxed and they just caught him slipping. I mean, because, the president got. You know what I mean? They took out JFK. You know what I mean? So you got to understand we all can take a break and not look and for a second or two seconds or, a tenth of a second is enough, to get you killed, a millisecond. So I mean, I just don't know what to think, man. The industry is so rigged, with a bunch of shit. You just don't know. I mean, everything is kind of made to keep us, running around and asking questions and trying, play detective. And a lot of us aren't trying to do that. We just, see a good dude and we like, damn, what happened, man? I mean, because once you look at what he was doing, I mean, it was always what he was doing, but behind the scenes. Because the truth of the matter is, man, like when you open up that door, that when we started, I mean, he would talk about music, but he was always talking about what he was doing outside of that, and how he was going, put people on and how he was going to be a billionaire and how he was going, invest in this and that. It's just so many different things that, it seemed like he was doing. It seemed like he was helping a lot of people. And that's the reason why I think this rocked. You know what I mean? It rocked people. He had fans all over, you know what I'm saying? And Like I said, I was a supporter. Like I literally was like, what the like it was like what? Like this shit is crazy. Like it just don't stop. I mean, it just seemed like it just don't stop. You know what I mean? And you get tired of it. You really do. This shit just ain't supposed to be like this. I mean, over money, over things that people can acquire if they actually put their mind to it. And I'm not talking about taking it from somebody else. You know what I mean? Like it looked like he would have, I mean, he probably would have helped the same people that did this to him, and he probably did. You know what I mean? So I ain't gonna keep rambling, man. Please, y'all tell me how y'all feel about all this shit surrounding young Dolph and, you know, his case and how what people got to say and how they feel. I mean, because I mean everybody got something to say. I mean, for real, for real. And, you know, personally, it's not that, you know, I mean, you should listen to what I'm saying. It's just crazy how this all really unfolds. You know, if you have a brain in your head and you can critically think, you know this is how it is, man. It just ends up being a revolving door. Y'all tell me how y'all feel, man. Leave me a comment. I'm out of here.